How dirty is our local water? Might surprise you to learn the French Broad River ranks second in the state for the number of toxins it contains.
But who's responsible and what's being done to clean it up? News 13's Hope Hanselman has the answers in tonight's special report.
Fishing guide Andrew Tashie needs this water. He makes a living off it.
Nice cast, Mike. Way to get it in the hole.
But only so long as the fish he's hunting can live in it.
The natural river bottom, here in the mountains should be rocky and cobbly with lots of spaces in between the rocks for fish and bugs.
He's more likely to characterize the French Broad River as dirty, muddy,
murky, or dirty, stained, whatever you want to call it. Usually the main culprit is going to be sediment.
A four-letter word that packs a bigger punch than you might have thought. Dirt is smothering the fish, suffocating their eggs and ruining their habitat.
The big corporations and factories that are polluting the river, that are supposed to be following these rules, have also figured out that they can pay a fine to not have to upgrade their facilities to meet the Clean Water Act.
There's not as much development going on, so it's easier to look at the sites, but back like during the boom, in 2007, when there was just so much development going on, there weren't enough people really to go around and look at all the sites.
They shouldn't be allowed to dump a certain amount of pollutants into the river. They shouldn't be allowed to dump any pollutants into the river.
The same lack of attention to what's going into the watershed led federal prosecutors to file criminal charges last week against Duke Energy for violating the Clean Water Act.
We've done a lot of testing around the power plant in the past, and yeah, you'll have high levels of iron, manganese, selenium, thallium, arsenic, stuff that you don't want in your groundwater or in your river.
For more than 50 years, coal ash waste products have been stored in unlined ponds near the French Broad. Riverkeeper Hartwell Carson found proof those cancer-related metals have seeped into the local groundwater and washed into the river.
Unfortunately, the power plant has been polluting our groundwater and our river for decades now, but they are going to clean that up.
We are moving away from storing ash, wet ash, in unlined ponds.
Duke Energy will spend the next 4 years moving the toxic materials in their coal ash ponds to safer landfills, starting with the 4 million tons of ash being packed into land around the Asheville Regional Airport. Now, while that addresses one part of the pollution, homeowners have to take some responsibility as well.
People don't necessarily connect the parking lots and their driveways and their roofs with the French Broad River, but it is all connected.
There are small steps everyone can take. Install fences so dirt and leaves don't run off your property. Pick up your pet's waste from your yard. Check that your sewer system is working correctly, because whatever runs into the storm drain goes straight to the river.
Nice cast, Mike.
To protect a resource that gives us life and one that makes others a living.
The sad thing is the dump's only half a mile away.
We sure have a long way to go.
Fish ideally are always going to be there.
In Asheville,
ideally.
Hope Hanselman.
We hope.
News 13.
Well, this might help you. The French Broad River Keepers are developing an app that you can use to find out whether the water near you is safe to swim in.
It's called Waterkeepers Swim Guide, and it will use the E. coli results from volunteers who are constantly testing the water.